Greetings everyone, Pyrex is here on this beautiful spring day, June 3rd, 2024, approximately about 1 year after I posted my first actual video, not counting the little underwater video that I had. Today I'm not going to go for a hike or anything. Today I just wanted to pretty much share a typical day, puttering around the house, working in the garden and stuff, and just what I do around the house, watching the squirrels and the bunnies and all that. I got a little chipmunk running around back there I see, and just all kinds of things. I wanted to kind of show, this is mostly for friends and family, and of course the occasional random subscriber, who might be interested, but just a typical day. Wanted to show you the progress, what's going on, and how much I'm enjoying the springtime. I mean, it's getting close to summer. Today was almost 80 degrees, and that's a little too warm for me. But anyways, I'm starting to lose a little bit of this, so that's good. I always pack on about 10 pounds in the winter, and then I lose about 8 pounds in the summer, spring, and so gradually over the 20-something years I've been here, I've gained quite a bit. But I just wanted to show you how things are coming along. You can see my front porch here. The tomatoes are just like taking off. They're going crazy up here. I always put these right here on the porch so that I can, there's a little cluster there. I put them on the porch so I can just walk outside the door and just grab them when I need them. And then the cucumbers are here, and I put them along the trellis up in here. So you can see all kinds of them there, and down here, because I got trellis down here. Now this, I don't know what this is. This looks like it's some kind of squash or pumpkin, and there's a little round fruit, couple of round fruits on there. So I'm thinking it might be a pumpkin, but I don't know how that seed got in there, and I don't think it'll do very well because there's not much soil in there. Usually does pretty good for the cucumbers, but I don't know how a pumpkin vine or a squash vine is going to do in there. All my Oregon sugar pod peas that I just pluck off here and snack on them. And I've been feeling really, really good the last couple weeks because I guess because I've been eating all these spring greens and eating more healthy, all this stuff growing. Here's the tree that got damaged. Got to get up there and clean the gutters. I see some Virginia creeper coming in there. Still haven't cleaned this all up yet, but I've been kind of hesitating just because there's a nest of bunnies in there. I got some baby bunnies running around. I was shaking the leaves earlier. Let's see if I can shake one out of there. Yeah, I was shaking all the branches and seeing what kind of comes out of there. Yeah, I think I scared them all out earlier and they haven't come back yet, but yeah, there's a nest of baby bunnies in there, and I hate to deprive them of their home for now, so we'll just wait till later and clean that up. But the other thing, up here in the front yard, we got all over the property, I've got all kinds of wild raspberries. And like I said in a video earlier, there's just tons of them. Just tons of them this year. These are raspberries. I got blackberries and dewberries in the back. But yeah, there's going to be, I might have to make a pie. Because, man, I got to trim the hedges too. But yeah, just everything's all growing up and springing up real good, and oh, I just love it. It's awesome. So I'm a little more excited and animated than I normally am. And here's my little patch of greenbrier right on my property, and this is what I like to munch on. Really tasty stuff. One of my favorites. I mean, it's most comparable, I would say, to asparagus, but it kind of has a sharp taste, a little acidy kind of taste. Well, let's go on over here. But oh man, like I said, I've been eating all these spring greens, and I think that's really, really contributing to my health. So all right, got some planters here in the front that have been here for ever since I moved in. Peppers seem to be struggling a little bit. Got some okra sprouted there. A couple other little peppers that I planted from seed. And same thing on the other side. I just, these peppers, they got flowers, but they're still kind of struggling. I got to water here too, so. But little bird bath there. My blueberries are doing real good. They're starting to get blue, and the cardinal's been in here just trying to get the blue ones before I do. So, and they don't seem to be doing as good as last year, but there's still a lot of berries on there, and I got a lot of berries. And then this is my potato patch. All this is, I guess it's about 6 feet across, circle 6 feet. And I just raked up a bunch of pine needles from these white pines here. Just threw them right in this pile. And then I just threw my garden scraps in here. Well, then one year I noticed that these potato plants started growing from the potato peels and, you know, rotten potatoes I threw in here. And now for years I've had these potatoes, and it's like all it is just a big pile of these pine needles that have broken down over the years. And yet there's, oh my gosh, these are my latest ones. They're flowering. These are, you can see the blue on the stems, the purple colors. Those are those blue potatoes. But I've also got in there Kennebec and Russet, and I've got the Redskin regular, the Redskin gold. I got Yukon gold. There's like at least 6 or 7 different varieties in there. But anytime I need potatoes, I just reach down in those pine needles and just grab them out of there. So, you know, works pretty good. And I don't eat too many potatoes, so just had a tote, filled it with dirt, put my carrots in there. Got some kind of squash here. Got my tomatillos. These are my honeyberry plants. I got 2 different varieties, and they produced berries this spring, but they're all gone now. And they were smaller than I thought, but they were pretty tasty, similar to the blueberries. More carrots I planted in here. You can see they're starting to come up. Cucumbers, dill, you know, just all kinds of, a couple watermelons in there. Now this is going to be my project. Now this is this year's project. You can see I've got these. I'm going to make a retaining wall way in the back over there by the back fence line, way in the back, and that's where I'm going to plant my persimmon trees since it's full sun. This was last year's project. This is my raised bed garden. I fenced it in. I just did it all by eyeball. Had some dirt brought in because the ground was unlevel. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. Now this first raised bed here was here years before this was. Same with this along the carport edge. And that's why I think the plants do better in here, because the soils had more chance to decompose. All this stuff is just 1-year-old and, you know, this year's soil. Every year I add more bagged soil, and I mean, things are doing okay, better than last year, but not as good as I'd like. You can see I got plenty of garlic. It's not quite ready yet, but it's starting to die back, so I'll be harvesting that. My beans, I plant the beans there, and they come up this fence here, and last year I got over 100 pounds of beans. I mean, my goodness, green beans, because not only along that line, but also along the carport line where I got this fence here. You can see they're already trailing up. Oops, this one broke. How sad. But yeah, they're starting to come up. And then I put squash here. They're getting kind of big, starting to get some flowers on some of them. A little more garlic down here because I had so much garlic that just sprouted. More peppers. And then I got some, I think there's jalapenos and bell peppers, and there's a Serrano and an Anaheim. Then there's those I believe are my eggplant. And I got more squash over here. Now I put this raised bed on the other side of the fence in just this spring. And I got all the vining stuff like pumpkins and vining squash. These are all bush squash in here. Tomato at there. And all along the fence line so they can crawl up the fence, I got more cucumbers. They seem, like I said, they seem to be struggling. And climbing up this side of the fence are the more peas. And from here over it's all melons, watermelons and honeydews mostly. Got some more okra, got some more dill, and the radishes just are doing real poor this year. I don't know why. They did so well last year in this other planter, but this year they're not doing all that great. I planted these over a month ago, and this is all they've done. Got a line of cilantro. Then I've got my Swiss chard over here growing in the back. Swiss chard. And then these are kohlrabi. And I got more carrots, some beets, and some spinach that I'm trying to do. But yeah, and it's all coming along real good. I left the bird feeder in here, which, you know, attracts the birds, but sometimes they get in here and they start digging around, but they don't seem to do too much damage, so I don't mind so much as long as they, you know, don't go and destroy everything. But yeah, I just love my little project, you know, so that's just something I wanted to share. Like I said, particularly for friends and family, because I don't have any friends or family that live close. Now this is broccoli from last year. I decided to let it go to seed and collect the seed so I can plant more of it in the fall. So those seed pods are coming along real nice. Once they dry out, I'll just gather the seeds and then I'll just plant those. That's where I burn. I cleaned up the hedges over there a bit. They're really overgrown. And when they put this dirt in, certain plants that I'd never seen on my property before sprouted. These daisies, I just love these daisies. They're just like so beautiful. I mean, look at how many there are. There's only like 4 or 5 bushes here, but oh my gosh, they're just so prolific and just gorgeous. I don't know if they're ox-eyes or some other kind of daisy, but man, I thought they were just bittercress or something when they were small, but then they sprouted up and just like boom, gorgeous. I love having flowers like this around. And then I let some dock go to seed here. I'll probably gather the seed, you know, after they dry out. I don't really like the leaves too much. They don't taste all that great. But a little bit of sedge grass, just all kinds of interesting things growing in here. Like I said, more daisies. And then I've also got, I got my 2 persimmon trees that the saplings that I bought, or seedling, whatever. And this one's just starting to sprout. I didn't think they were going to sprout, but I was so pleased when this one came to life late. Then I also got this one and this one over here. Those are pecans, but they don't seem to be doing anything, so they might not make it. I don't know. They might not live. This and these other 2 over here, this and this, these are all hazelnuts. But at least these 2 started sprouting from the bottom. So even if these don't live, at least I'll get 2 out of the 3. And finally, this little guy, he's not doing too well. I just brought him out lately. That is my mango tree. Believe it or not, I just had a mango one day from the store. I shucked the seed out of there, you know, took the casing off, planted it in the dirt, and this is like over a year old, and now I got a little mango tree, which I really don't know what to do with, to be honest with, because I have to keep it indoors in the winter time. Yeah, but maybe I'll try to find somebody who has like a big open sunroom or something and see if they want it. Now, the groundhogs have moved back in, and they live out of that shed. You can see all this darn Japanese knotweed. It's edible too, but I don't know. I don't care much for the taste of that. This pear tree here, I started that from a seed like, I think it's 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and now it's that big. I got a little peach tree, the same thing. It's growing there, but it's not doing too good. Here's some of my wild garlic. It's gone to seed. Most of it's all gone now. And then, of course, the pawpaw trees. This one still has some fruit on it. It's so hard to find them, though, with the leaves all on there now because they're still small, but I found a couple that didn't drop off. Hopefully this one will bloom next year and I'll get some good cross-pollination. Then my chestnut trees, my 2, they'll probably take another 3 or 4 years before they start sprouting. Oop, there goes a squirrel going over there. He's like, I scared him. He was hiding behind here. Another pawpaw tree, 2 more pawpaw trees. What are you doing up there, squirrel? Digging around? Now I just I had a bunch of pine logs in here and did this around my shed last year. And I got a little pawpaw tree down there, see? And I think this is a mulberry tree that I planted, because I got a bunch of little fruits on there. Where are they? I know I saw them on here earlier. Yeah, there's one right there. Yeah, I see little fruits growing. I think those are mulberries, but I'm not sure. Another raspberry. And got a little persimmon tree started right here. I put in some dirt after I cleaned all the poison, most of the poison ivy out of there. You can see there's still some poison ivy left. But yeah, I just put these logs around here just to make an enclosed area, and I'm gonna fill this in with dirt too. You know, maybe put another you know, low light. Pawpaws are, you know, they like shade. So, of course, back here, oh, there goes that squirrel again. Another squirrel there, all over the place. Oh, look, we got some red berries here. Some red raspberries. Like I said, I got raspberries all over the place. My little pawpaw tree from 2 years ago. Another one there. And here's my, I planted some American ginseng, and you see that like fruit cluster coming up, the flowers. That's, there's only 2 of them that I found, and I had a bag of like 500 seeds, and they're kind of hard to distinguish though from these Virginia creepers. I mean, they have basically the same 5-pattern leaf structure, but they are shaped a little different, so they do kind of stand out. More pawpaws there. There are actually 7 different varieties of trees right here in this little circle. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. I got crabapple, I got red oak, I've got shingle oak, that's 3. I got pawpaw, that's 4. I got sassafras, that's 5. I got a black cherry, 6. I got a red maple, that's 7. Oh, and then I got the black walnut, that's 8. And then another one of those, I don't know if it's a hawthorn or if it's another mulberry, but that's 9. So it's like 9 different tree species right in this little spot. Yep, and back here is where I said I was going to put the wall in. Oh, let me pick these sticks up. We don't need those sitting in the yard. But yeah, right against that fence line, I'm going to cut this tree out, that one that's hanging over. And I'm going to put my 2 persimmon trees like right there. And my only redbud tree growing here, it's struggling. Another nice little crabapple tree behind it. And more raspberries, of course. See all the raspberries on there. It looks like something's been nibbling on this one, probably the deer. Another good-sized pawpaw tree started there. Pawpaws all along this line here. And I keep hoping that this dang tree leaning up here over my head, it's only being held up by that one little branch. I don't know if you can see that right there. And I keep hoping that that thing's gonna break and crack and this thing's gonna fall so I can cut it up. But geez Louise, that one little twig just wants to hold onto that tree and not let it fall. That'll open up and give me more sun right there anyways. But yeah, this is just what I do on my days off. I usually just either go hiking out there, go fishing, or just hang around the yard. This big pile here, this is where the possum and the groundhogs live. This has been here ever since I was a kid. I just keep adding to it every year. A lot of pokeweed there, another black walnut tree with some Virginia creeper creeping up it. Yeah, just you can see a lot of the trees that came down the last couple years with all those windstorms. I got 3 of them right here leaning up against these. Wish these could fall, but another little nice pawpaw here in my backwoods. Now my wood's only, oh, what? Hi, kitty. It scared me, kitty. I see you staring at me on top of that log, on top of that tree. Now this little cluster of pawpaws here is pretty amazing, because if you saw my little planting pawpaw video, and you saw that I just usually take the whole fruit, you know, bury it in the ground and then just let it overwinter and then they sprout the next year. Well, pawpaws can have over a dozen seeds in them, you know, usually 12 to 16 or something like that at the most. But usually only 1 or 2 sprout, you know, from each one. Well, on that little cluster, there are 8 seedlings that grew from that one that I buried there. So I don't know how that's going to work when they get bigger, but a couple of them will probably die off. But at least they'll be able to pollinate each other, since each seed is its own genetic has its own genetic structure, and you need 2 different. Typically, you need 2 different structure, 2 different genetic genomes to produce fruit. Here's another little pawpaw that I found, and I kind of cleared it away from it. Now here's some of the dewberries. They're not very plump this year, but yeah, you can tell them, like, this is a raspberry, okay, and this is a blackberry, okay. See how the vine is coming up? But these are dewberries. The plant actually grows low to the ground, and the plant of the dewberry grows along the ground, and the berries stick up. Raspberries, you can kind of tell, you just have to, you know, they have you pull the berry off and it has a little hollow pit in there, and blackberries don't, they keep the pit. But both blackberries and raspberries grow up in vines like this. And this is a blackberry too. So, you know, they grow up in a, but the dewberries, they grow across the ground. But they all look almost the same. Blackberries and dewberries, if you put them side by side, you'd never know the difference. And of course, more raspberry. Like I said, I'm gonna have tons of raspberries this year and blackberries. Even more here. Oh, here's something I haven't seen on the property for a while. Got some deadly nightshade growing there. See, I noticed it from the purple flowers. Yeah, that's some pretty poisonous, toxic stuff. And I got a little, this is the first year that it flowered, but the flowers are gone now. But I got a little dogwood back here too. And like I said, that's pretty much all I do around here. Just walk around the yard and, you know, trim branches and trees and try to keep the place up. You know, now that I'll be 58 this month, so it's getting harder and harder. And this little silver maple, I planted this from a seed. That must have been like, 15 years, well, 12, 15 years ago. Yeah, so, yeah, but it's 1 acre and, you know, it's a lot of upkeep, but yeah, that's pretty much my daily routine. Just walk around the yard and enjoy the beauty of nature, and you know, just all the little things that get me excited and get my blood pumping and make me still feel pretty young, you know. So I hope you like the little diversion, you know. Like the video if you like, comment, subscribe, whatever. You know, also I've created a few new playlists which aren't going to show up for a while. The one that I put the videos in will. But I remember when I started this channel, I said I was going to start sharing some of my ideas and my thoughts and everything like that. So that's what I'm planning on trying to do this year, because as an INTJ personality type, we're the great thinkers of the world, apparently, from what they say. And we like to mull over a topic until it's like completely played out, you know. And we like to look at it from every angle and see and try to figure things out and see how things work. And I think I have some pretty good ideas that I could share that people might find of interest, but you know, that'll be for y'all to decide when I get actually around to doing that. So hope you enjoyed my little tour, you know, of the place today. So y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy your summer. It's gonna be great. I mean, my goodness, it's gonna rain the rest of the week, so other than today, I probably won't even have to water the garden. And yeah, that's it. So have a great day. Thanks, everyone. Take care.